Life at Fairmont Crest is always tense and full of complicated relationships, and on the September 22nd episode of Beyond the Gates, things get even more complicated. When Dany and Andre decide to get together, things may not be as simple as they seem. The two go through hardships and internal struggles in defining their relationship. Emotions run high, but can they come to a real agreement about long-term commitment or just some sweet moments in the bedroom? This relationship is not only their story, but also the story of the Dupree family, who have always held traditional values and have a strict view of the union between family members. For Dany and Andre, they face difficult questions. They have been in love for a long time, but the cracks in their relationship are not always easy to see. Both wonder if their feelings are strong enough to overcome the differences in age, status, and family expectations. Dany knows that the Dupree family will never accept such changes easily. They are a family with a long tradition, and relationships between members have always followed strict rules. Will Dany have the strength to face the opposition from the family, or will she succumb to the pressure and choose to keep things simple with no long-term commitments, just nights of passion together? Meanwhile, Chelas and Naomi, who have always protected the Dupree family, face the question of whether they can accept this union. Naomi, who has always had a cautious and delicate view of the family, will find it difficult to support a relationship that she feels could damage the family's reputation and status. On the other hand, Chelas, with his less orthodox views, might be more sympathetic to the love between Dany and Andre. But this division between family and personal love could put Dany and Andre in a difficult position, making them wonder if their relationship can survive in a society filled with family expectations. On the other side of town, Vanessa faces the most difficult decision of her life. Doug McBride, her ex-husband, will force Vanessa to choose between him and Joey Armstrong, a man with whom she has begun to develop a deep relationship. Doug has always offered Vanessa stability, love, and commitment, but Joey has offered her power and money. She is torn between seemingly opposing choices, true love on one side, and the temptation of power and money on the other. Each decision has its own consequences, and Vanessa knows that it will not be easy to please both. But in the end, will she choose Doug, who offers her a sense of security and stability, or will she be drawn to Joey, who offers her power and prosperity? The story between Doug, Vanessa, and Joey is not just a simple love story, but a dangerous game of power. When Vanessa makes a decision, can she really control everything? Or will Doug react cruelly if she chooses Joey? Doug, although hurt by his ex-wife's decision, is not a forgiving person. With the evidence in hand, will he betray Vanessa to protect himself? Or will he decide to keep things quiet, accept what has happened, and let her decide her own fate? The relationship between Doug and Vanessa has always been complicated, not only because of feelings but also because of the deep conflicts between power and emotion. Joey, meanwhile, may not really love Vanessa. He has always known that power and money are the deciding factors in any relationship. Does he truly love her, or is he just using her as a pawn in his power game? If things fall apart, will Joey stand up for Vanessa and protect her, or will he decide to take advantage of the situation to push her into a corner, putting her in danger? With dark plots and relentless struggles, Vanessa's fate and her relationship with both Doug and Joey will be decided by the choices she makes in the coming days. In the end, will Vanessa be able to overcome the challenges that life and relationships pose? Will she have the courage to face betrayal, love, and the conflict in her soul? Life at Fairmont Crest is full of surprises, and Vanessa, like everyone else, must decide which side she will stand on. These complicated relationships will not have easy answers, but they will certainly leave wounds that cannot be healed. And an inevitable turn of events at Fairmont Crest, Kat, who has always maintained a cool and stoic exterior, ends up facing a storm of emotions. Her mixed feelings and insecurities towards Tomas become a major worry in her mind, as she cannot find the right answers to what she feels. She loves him, but those feelings do not seem to be reflected in their sexual relationship. While Tomas is always attentive, caring, and devoted to her, Kat feels a void, an absence that she cannot explain. She wonders if the problem lies with her or Tomas, and how these issues will affect their relationship. Kat begins to wonder if she is inexperienced, or if there is a deeper reason why she cannot truly indulge in sex with Tomas. The tension builds as Kat cannot find harmony in their intimate moments. Is Tomas so bad that she can't feel joy when she's with him? Or is Kat simply unable to create a deep connection in an important aspect of the relationship? This makes Kat start to panic, not only about the current relationship but also about herself. Kat's worries don't stop with questions about Tomas. She starts to wonder if she's like Chella's, with an interest only in women, instead of men as she once imagined. These questions make Kat feel confused and fall into a state of confusion. She can't deny that the vibrations and attractions she had for women in the past have never completely disappeared. Is she running away from her own instincts? This feeling really makes Kat go into a psychological spiral, not knowing which path is the right one to take. The Dupree family, especially Nicole and Ted, will not easily accept this truth. Nicole, who has always been a defender of family and traditional values, will certainly feel confused and disappointed. She cannot accept that Kat, the daughter she loves, has these feelings. Although Nicole has always been supportive and sympathetic to Kat's decisions in the past, this is a different story. Once this truth is revealed, will Nicole be able to overcome her prejudice and accept her daughter as a woman with her own sexual desires and needs? Ted, who has always believed in Kat's maturity, may react differently. However, given his position in the family and the expectations he has for his children, Ted will also inevitably feel ashamed and afraid of what others will think of the Dupree family. Will the family's disapproval make Kat feel even more guilty and pressured, or will it create an opening for her to find out the truth about herself? In addition, the appearance of Kat's brother, Martin, with his own personal struggles and conflicts, will be an indispensable element in this story. Martin, who was the first person to face the truth about his sexual orientation, will not be able to help but feel sympathy for Kat. However, when he sees Kat facing the same problem, will he help her, or will it just be a painful reminder of the unhealed wounds in his own life? Kat's relationship with the Dupree family will face a big challenge. How will they react when the truth is revealed? And will Kat be able to find support from her family to overcome these psychological barriers? Or will her family step back, leaving Kat to face everything alone? This story is not only about the emotions and confusion in love, but also about Kat's intense psychological struggle when she has to face herself. These questions are not easy to answer, and the mixed emotions will likely reshape her life and the relationships around her. Whatever the outcome, these emotional storms will not pass easily, and will leave deep marks on Kat's mind, as well as her loved ones. Things do not stop there. The storms hit Nicole's family a lot. The story becomes more complicated and tense when she discovers the latest reckless behavior of Ted, the husband she once expected to be a strong support for the family. Ted has hurt not only Nicole but also the family's honor when he slept with Leslie, an unforgivable act for a man in his position. Nicole, who always holds the image of family and honor in her heart, gradually sees the negative change in her marriage, something she can no longer ignore. She realized that what Ted had done was inexcusable, and no matter how hard she tried to save the marriage, she could not get past his betrayal. When Nicole confronts her mother, Anita, she feels a surge of pain. Anita, for all her shrewdness and foresight, does not easily forgive family mistakes, especially when it comes to the family's honor. Years as Ted's wife have taught Nicole a lesson in tolerance, but such sacrifices do not always keep a relationship strong. For Anita, love and loyalty to family always come first. The big question is whether she will side with Nicole and advise her to break up with Ted, Or will she choose to protect the family, especially the Dupree family's honor, which she has always valued above all else? Anita, with all her experience and wisdom, will look at the problem realistically. She knows that Nicole's life cannot continue in the shadow of secrets and betrayals. However, she also knows that each decision can completely change the future of Nicole and her family. Anita can advise Nicole to take the difficult but necessary path. Break up with Ted to protect the family's honor and her own respect. But whether Nicole has the courage to accept that advice is a big question, especially when she has to face the children, who still see Ted as a role model. Can Nicole let her children witness the family's rift, or will she continue to maintain a good impression of their father, even though deep down she knows it is a lie? Nicole is faced with an easy choice. She can choose to resolve the problem with Ted herself, confront him and force him to take responsibility for his actions. However, this can be deeply hurtful not only to Ted but also to herself, as she has to fight alone with complicated emotions and betrayal in her relationship. On the other hand, Nicole can also choose to inform Kat and Martin, close family members, about what Ted has done. However, this raises questions about loyalty and protecting the family. Does Nicole want to let everyone know the truth, even though it will destroy the image Ted has built over the years? Will Kat and Martin, who have always protected Nicole, agree with this decision, or will they have strong reactions that will make things more complicated? All these questions make Nicole wrestle with herself. Will she choose family, protect Ted's honor, and maintain the image of a perfect family in the eyes of her children? Or will she choose to face the truth, even though it may lead to irreparable destruction? Life at Fairmont Crest is never simple, and Nicole will have to make a difficult decision, one that will affect not only her but all the people she loves. Whatever Nicole decides, one thing is certain: the truth will eventually come out, and her relationship with Ted will never be the same again. Ted's actions have created a deep rift in their relationship, and Nicole will have to find a way to heal it herself. But will she be able to regain the love and trust that was lost, or will she be left with only unanswered questions? Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. All the content I make is just my personal speculation and sharing. If you find the video interesting and useful, please support me with a like and leave a comment. If you have better ideas or more interesting speculations, please share them in the comments section for everyone to discuss. I appreciate all your contributions and support. Sincerely, thank you.